What's up, Cowboy Nation, Cowboy Headquarters, and America's team, and welcome to Monday Night Mic'd Up. And I'm joined by no other than Football Junkie and the Clifford Torno. Give it up. All right, Football Junkie, how you doing today, man? We on Monday Night Mic'd Up, so yeah, how you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling fabulous, ready for this season to jump off, man.
Whew, man, I mean, we on a countdown. You see, my subtitle is Countdown because we are definitely moving closer and closer. And we got some things coming up here, real. So we definitely gonna get into it. Hey, the Clifford Torno is in the house again, and let's give it up for him as well.
How's everybody doing this evening?
Mr. Cliff, how you doing today, man? How's everything going for you?
Always blessed. Always blessed. Looking forward to moving back home here probably in the next month.
Wait a minute. I'm sure you're looking forward to it, right?
Man, I'm telling you, this Arizona heat's different. Like you can find some coolness in the shade, but I'd rather have the humidity. I ain't even gonna lie.
Right.
Yeah, they said, man, you gotta actually allow your car to cool down before you even get in it, cause it's just too hot.
If you ain't got tinted windows here, you in trouble.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard this. It's pretty bad, man.
That's bad.
Yeah. Before we get started, I want to say big shout out to all the subscribers, all the followers, and everybody that supported this Cowboy Huddle podcast, where we come together in the huddle and we talk Cowboy talk. And again, we are fans first, and then we report the news that you can use. Again, we're unapologetic of what we say because it's our opinion, and we're just voicing our opinion with Cowboy fan base as well. Give it up. All right, so guys, let's get right on into this, man. So I'm gonna give everybody an update where we are as far as the 2025 Cowboys training camp. So we are at August 4th today. So today was open practice at 11:45 a.m. Tomorrow, August 5th, is joint open practice with the Rams.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's going down tomorrow. See, things are moving really, really fast, guys. Things are moving really fast.
4 weeks, baby. 4 weeks.
Well, and so with that, tomorrow on August 5th is the joint practice with the Rams to start at 2 p.m. It's like I said, it's open practice. Then August 7th, we have open practice 11:45, along with August 8th, 11:45 practice. And then we get down to the showdown. Preseason.
Oh,
Cowboys visit the Rams, 7 p.m. Central Time. Give it up. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of excited, and we might not even see much. We might not, and I don't have a problem with that, Cliff. If we don't see a lot of the new stuff, maybe we might see 5 plays or whatever. But the thing I guess I'm excited about, because a lot of these players on the team or Zach is definitely fighting for a job, right? So I think that's what I'm most excited about. As far as the competition that's going to be played on the field and everybody's playing for a job. What do you think, my man?
No, I mean, I feel you. It's so that's one of the reasons why I hate we don't have 4 preseason games any longer. Because we used to use the first three, well, two and a half really, for our rookies and for our undrafted free agents and things like that to be able to watch everybody and let them play. And now that we only have 3 preseason games, it's our starters are hurting for that because they're not getting to play as much. But I look forward to it every year. I do look forward to them going out and having these practices with other teams and things like that because we are going to have more of our secondary guys in on these practices. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a good thing.
Right. So, Football Junkie, so with that being said, are you looking forward to seeing the starters at least do a series or two or a half or quarter? Or what are you expecting from the starters? Or
At least let those guys get a dress rehearsal in for a quarter. Get some pad on pads and test out some of what they're trying to do for us the movement. Get to see how these guys are going to flow in unison according to what they're trying to do schematically with the offensive line, so they can get a better view and at least see some type of gellage between these guys with some pad on pad activity. But like Clifford said, when they're having those inter squad scrimmages and stuff like that, practices with the Rams, they'll probably get more of a borderline view of what they want to try to do, or try to see what they're going to excel at more right off the top for us with the number ones. But uh, I too wish they had more preseason games, at least one more, so we can get more scope on what we want to keep as to build the depth out and fill out the roster and whatnot. Because sometimes you can hit or miss. You can hit or
That's true.
miss.
That's true. Now I agree with you. I agree, and that is again, it's a showcase for a lot of these players. It's an evaluation for a lot of these players. Um, so I would not, like I said, I wouldn't have a problem or keeping all our schemes and the plays under wrap for the whole
Yeah.
pre. And if we were to go 0-3, listen, it's not a big thing. That means Brian Schottenheimer is basically keeping things under wrap for the regular season. We got a big game September 4th. So if
Mhm.
I'm not showing anything, Cliff, I'm just going to take 5 plays and I'm going to run those 5 plays and then I'm going to flip it and that's going to give me 10 plays for the preseason.
Right. I mean, absolutely. It
Yeah.
is that situation of like you don't want to give out. Look, everybody has seen our playbook, and it hasn't really changed a whole lot in the last 5 years, right? Well, shit, 8 years really.
Yeah, really.
Um,
Yeah.
so seeing this, we're absolutely going to be doing the same thing. 5 plays, flip them. You got 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
okay. Well, they say, well, you guys, you're losing each one. You're losing your preseason game. That's fine because what we're looking at the bigger picture. It's about the element of surprise football junkie. It's about going into September 4th with the element of surprise, not showcasing or giving up everything that we do. So again, hopefully we'll see the starters get a series or two, and just again, so they can get acclimated to what the game speed is going to be like, and so they can get it acclimated to the game in itself. So, but yeah, man. So I'm excited again just to see the competition. But with that being said, guys, I want to go right into what we got. Like I said, I got the title here. Leah Collin returns. Cooper Beebe anchors the line. Give it up. I want to talk about these two guys. So Leon Collins is back, guys. I don't know why we got rid of him. I mean, if we're gonna keep bringing him back, just keep him here. But he is back, man. So it's been reported by Tommy Yarish. He reported this. Cowboys to sign veteran O line Leon Collins after a successful workout. Collins announced his imminent return on social media with a post saying, "I'm back." And go time, GEAUX time. You know, you're from LSU. The deal is not official yet, but is expected to be completed by Saturday. In order to officially bring Collins on, the Cowboys will have to make a corresponding roster move, which has yet been determined. Now, Collins is 32 years old. Last played in 2022 for the Cincinnati Bengals, where he started all 15 games at right tackle. In week 16 of that season, he suffered a torn ACL and MCL injury that sidelined him for the rest of the season and put him on the pup list in 2023 before the Bengals released him in September that year. So, Cliff, how you feeling about Leah Collins coming back to the team?
Look, the guy never did us wrong. I don't know. Like you said, I don't know why we ever got rid of him. Really, for me, Lael's always been a staple for Dallas. I mean,
Mhm.
he's
Yeah.
again, he was always clutch. You could always count on him. Now he did have a lot of flags where holding or something like that, but at the same time, I take those flags all day long when the dude doesn't let anybody by him.
Yeah.
She. That's right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I agree.
Football junkie. So how do you feel about Leon Collins? I mean, he's 32 years old now. He's a mature individual. He's a veteran for sure. So um what is his I think what would his role be when once he returns?
I mean, Blair Collins he's probably gonna either be at that right tackle spot. It's a possibility he'll
Mm.
probably be at that right tackle spot. Uh, with all due respect to Blair, I know that
Right
last week
right tackle or left tackle? Which one which
I
you got
mean,
Terrence Steele up at the right tackle.
Steele's down right now.
Oh, well, yeah, that's right. He is injured. That's right. Well, I think
Steele,
he's back.
he's okay,
I
but
don't know.
I mean, we just gonna have to see where they gonna scope him at, really, because I know he has a mean streak. He's nasty.
Man,
He's nasty.
yeah, you so right because I remember, man. You remember that one game against the Washington Commanders, and Dak was running out of bounds while he was throwing the ball, and number 56 or something pushed him out of bounds. Man,
Yeah,
Lael came over there, dude, and I
cleaned it
mean,
up.
oh my gosh, he bullied that guy, man,
He
and
cleaned it up.
but I like that. But that's the type of guy he is. He's a beast. I got a little audio here about uh, Lael. So let's listen to what he said. As far as coming back to the Cowboys and how he felt when they gave him a call. So let's check this out real quick.
Man, it does and it don't. It feels like a new beginning at home. Feel like just happy to be back. Super excited to show what I got left in the tank and ready to
Mm.
go.
What do you got left?
Whole lot.
Oh boy.
My body is fresh. A whole lot. So it's just all about being consistent. With my prep and my post, just being ready to just stay on top of things. And be proactive.
Doc said you looked amazing physically. Did you do anything differently this the whole summer just to get ready?
Yeah, I really locked in on my training with Duke, and um, a lot of my physical therapy with Patrick. They work together as a team and do a really good job. And they definitely played the biggest part into me being here right now.
Did you tone up or lose weight? What did you do?
Oh man, a little bit of both. And I think just being in Dallas, obviously, especially when you guys headed out here, I was still back there sweating in that heat. So, those couple extra days took some weight off me.
How much do you weigh now?
300.
300. Now,
Yeah.
when last time been?
Woo, 300. Give it up for Lael Collins, man. Jeez. I mean, that's good news. I would guess, Cliff. That's good news to hear, man. That he's excited
Listen,
to be here.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Again, the dude is a staple for Dallas. I mean, a lot of people don't realize how long he's been around for Dallas and what he's
Yeah,
done for Dallas.
yeah.
Um, but as far as position wise, I have him more going to the right side at guard than I do at
Okay.
tackle. I think he might have lost a step in speed, but strength is still there. So I want to have him at guard on the right side, with them demoting Booker down to second string. Now, we also need to mention the fact that Hoffman has been playing left guard next to Tyler Smith at left tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's that's
yeah,
hey, they got some
yeah,
musical chairs that they could
yeah,
definitely play with, man. And that
yeah,
is a possibility. But not only that, but Brock Hoffman also had been playing backup center football junkie. So
yeah.
that is something. So Brock, I didn't think about this, but I'm like, man, what are we gonna do with Brock? What are we gonna do with Brock? But not to be honest with you, he is originally a center as well. So again, I think he makes a spot on this team because he has definitely been taking reps with the second team. So, yeah, it's a possibility, man. That it could be the case that we might find Lael at the left guard. But the thing about it, football junkie with Lael, he's able to during them play all positions, right?
All positions. Yeah, he can play across the table, all the
Yeah,
way across the table, and I like that about what has been going on with the Cowboys offensive line because all of them like Swiss Army knives. I
mm,
mean, you can pretty
They
much
really
pick your
are.
poison. You can pretty much pick your poison on where you want to basically plug a player at. Because when you look at what they're doing with that offensive line, you can schematically scheme towards the strengths and weakness of your opponent according
yeah,
to the style of play of your offensive line and your offensive linemen. I mean,
yeah.
getting them all cohesively working together and rotating together as they are and as they are trying to do, it could bring about something different.
And I think with the scheme that they're running they're running with this gap scheme, and which is really, I mean, it's just straight strength. They just bully. It's bully ball. That's basically what it is, bully ball. And then these guys are blocking the at first level, and then they're moving down to second level. These guys are straight up bully ball. But we also can talk about Nate Thomas. Nate Thomas is another one that's coming in. That's filling in for Tyler Guyton. I mean, he's fighting against Awesome Richards at that left tackle. So There, like you said, there's a lot of moving pieces. But I want to talk about one individual, man, that I think we don't talk enough about. But I think he is probably one of the most improved players on this team, especially knowing that it's his first season playing this position, and that's Cooper Beebe. Give it up for Cooper Beebe.
Yeah,
Kid's good.
You know,
Kid's real good.
yeah,
yeah, he was a guard in college, and we decided, hey, we're gonna bring him in as a center. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're trying to slide Tyler Guyton from right to left, and now we're trying to move a guard to center. I was like, man, I was biting my nails, like I don't know if this is gonna work, but man, Cooper Beebe has basically become the anchor of this offensive line. He's almost kind of reminds me of Mark Stepnoski. And if I
yeah,
know he got a ways
Oh
to go,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
he has a ways to
yeah,
go. But Dak has been quoted saying that he doesn't worry anymore because he trusts his center to be able to pick up the calls and pick up the positions and how the schemes that they're trying to run. So I would have to say, man, Cooper Beebe has probably been the most improved player on this team. And not only that, we got to remember that he's been reunited with Connor Riley. Connor
yeah.
Riley was his offensive coach at Kansas State. So, man, there's some big things going on, Cliff, on with this front line. And we got Clayton Adams. What do you think about that right now as for what we got in place?
I am loving the fact that we have reunited a lot of people back on this Dallas system, right?
Yeah.
It's not just here or there. It's a few people that we brought back in and reunited. Matt Eberflus, a lot of people forget, is one of those
Yeah,
pieces.
yeah,
So offensively, defensively, I'm very excited about the way the coaching system has changed in Dallas. They keep using the word culture,
yeah,
and it is, but I think it's more. I like attitude than culture. I think
Yeah.
the attitude
Yeah.
has
Attitude.
switched because they're more aggressive.
Yeah.
yeah,
They're being held more accountable.
Yep.
yeah,
You have a head coach for the first time in 30 years since the 90s when Jimmy Johnson was here. You have the first time a coach is actually holding these guys accountable, talking to them as if they're grown ass men, part of my
yeah.
language. But that's what he's doing. And he's not only doing that for the players, he's doing that for the position coaches. Like if the
Exactly.
players have to run and that's your position coach, no, you're running with the players. That's
Yes,
your
sir.
job. I love it. I think it is absolutely fantastic what we're doing in Dallas right now.
Yes,
Football
sir.
junkie. So when you heard about him making the players run, but not only the players, but the position coaches had to run with I mean, what came to mind when you heard about that?
When I heard about that, I said, yeah, that sounds about befitting right there because you are being held accountable to make sure these guys got their assignments down.
Mm,
You are the teacher. They are the student. And their representation, what they doing on the field is a representation of what quality you are putting in those rooms. Making sure that these guys are film studying, making sure these guys are lining up, making sure these guys are reading their reads and making the calls and keeping their head on the swivel. That is true accountability. Because when the players see the coach lined up, and they're gonna be like, "What?
yeah.
Dang, coach ain't playing."
No,
Hey, no, coach ain't playing.
and we haven't seen that since the '90s. Like I told you on the last show, I said the last time we seen this was Jimmy Johnson when Irvin Ferris, right out of Fort Worth, Trimble Tech, come
Yeah,
down, in training camp, and he huffing and puffing, talking about, I got asthma, coach. And he said, man, the asthma field is over on that side. You get your ass on that side of the field. The asthma field is over there. We knew right then. I said, oh man, this coach ain't coming to play. We knew when Jimmy Johnson was there, Randy White came to Jimmy Johnson and said, well, coach, now I know what you're trying to do and everything, but man, my body just not made for this.
yeah,
And he had to retire. So we're
yeah.
actually seeing something we hadn't seen in about 30 years, man. And
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
saying we're Super Bowl bound and things like that, but it's just like you said, Cliff, seeing the attitude adjustment, seeing the discipline, and not only that. So basically, if you're in practice and your defense is not producing like they should, well, yeah, your coach is going to be held accountable. What the crap y'all been doing in the film room? What's going on here? Why they don't know their assignment? So Yeah, I can see that happening. So, man, that is yeah, that was great to see, man, that for Schottenheimer to do what he did, man. But when we go back to this offensive side, I want to talk about, which I know we talked about a little bit, but let's talk about the $60 million man.
Mm.
Yeah, we got to talk about the $60 million man. And my question to you, football junkie, is how much of this season falls on Dak this year?
You know what, man? I'm gonna say 70% of it.
Woo! Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna
And
throw the
elaborate on
70%.
that. Elaborate
I'm
on
gonna
it.
throw the
Why do you say that?
I'm gonna throw the 70 percentile figure out there on Dak pushing 75 due to the fact of you got the pieces to all the puzzle that you need to make go. You got all the pieces. You got an additional ball hawk receiver. It ain't no 50-50. It's 70-30 ball. Might be 80-20 in some situations. You got this guy right here. And with you having a CD Lamb and a George Pickens on the outside, that makes the secondary backs up. And that makes the that brings a exposure to linebackers covering the slot or the tight end. Now you're looking at some one-on-one situations up front with the offensive line more than usual. Then you're looking at the situation what we got with the stable in the backfield. This is probably one of the best offensive backfields the Cowboys have had. And whoa, a long time. So being that I'm saying that when we look at those pieces around him, and then you throw in the Turpin, then you throw in the Ferguson and whatnot, dude, you have to perform at a high caliber in order to make this machine go. There's no more need for the offense, the defense being out there on the field 28 and 29 minutes, 30 minutes of the game now. It's time for you to fire it up and consume the clock.
Mm.
This is gonna be the point where our offense keep our defense fresh.
Basically, staying ahead of the change, moving the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, Cliff, what do you think? How much of this falls on our $60 million man?
I'm not going to go as high as 70. For me, it's more along the lines of 55 to 60. And the reason why is the fact that, yes, we have added George Pickens. So we know that our Cowboys offense can throw the ball all day long. We don't have a question in that. But we do have questions in two other places that affect the game. Number
Right.
one, do we have an effective run scheme? Number two, do we have an effective run stopping game?
Yeah.
Without those two facts happening, without those two factors, you know, being equally as important to me, I think that without a run stop, but we have a good run game, then okay, we're good. But if we don't have a run game or a run stop game, I can't put more than 60% on Dak by himself. That offense is going to have that run game for me to go 70-75
Okay.
because we have to have a high powered, high scoring
Yeah.
offense of 29 points or more per game because our defense can't stop a run.
Yeah.
They're going to allow 21 to 29 points.
Shootouts.
So, again, if we have one or the other, I'm giving Dak 60 to 70%.
Yeah.
But if we only have Dak, CD, and George Pickens, Ferguson, so forth and so on, then I'm only putting the blame 55 to 60% on Dak because we also have to realize we have a very young, a little inexperienced offensive line right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is
So
basically where
that's
the good,
that's where I put it at.
yeah. And that's where the coach definitely got to step up. Excuse me, with their game for us putting these kids and what these young players in a good position, playing to their strength. But this is one reason we could say the last few years that Dak has thrown for 4,000 yards, 3,000 yards because the lack of the running game. or
Yeah,
the lack of playing from behind. And
yeah,
yeah, that's great for Dak. Oh yeah, he got runner up and things. But do you want your quarterback throwing that many times or for that many yards? That tells me one thing: we're lacking in another area. And basically, that was the run area. Not saying that there was the running backs that we had. It was just that I think the game passed Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy had no clue on how to run our running backs. Everything
yeah.
was all up the middle. When I saw him run Deuce Vaughn up the middle, I was like, "What the crap are we doing here?" But yeah, I would rather see Dak throw for about 15 to 1700 yards and with another almost 1800-yard rushing. You know what I mean? So that is more balanced.
Hey, it worked for the Eagles.
It
Yeah,
works.
it
It
works for the Eagles.
works. It works. So so yeah, I would say Dak has a lot to do with this, and the reason that they played Dak all his money is because they're expecting him to carry this team. But so my question is it expected that Cliff? Is it expected that they make the playoff this year?
Is it expected? I do expect it as long as everybody stays healthy. Again, we know that the Cowboys can make the playoffs repeatedly without a run game and without a run stopping game. So we know we can make it to the playoffs as long as Dak and CD and now Pickens, right? As long as they still stay healthy and our
Mhm.
offensive line does their job. I don't see us not making the playoffs. Um, the question is going to be really and truly if we have that run game, if we have that run stop game, if we're able to put those pieces into the system, are we going to make it out of the first round of the playoffs?
Mm,
So, and that's where we've been lacking here lately, football junkie. So now this is where I would probably say I'm expecting the $60 million man to step up. I want him to be better than he has been in the previous playoff games. I mean, we can blame the offense, we can blame the defense, but we did see some things that our quarterback didn't do. So hopefully
right.
he has graduated up to another level to where when he's in these situations, he knows what to do. And one thing Shadi is trying to teach and trying to implement with his organization is planning as far as a competitive nature, but not only that, but being able to play under pressure. So he
Yeah.
knows Shadi knows what needs to take place. But let me ask you this, football junkie: what if the Cowboys, and I'm saying with everybody healthy, what happens if they don't make the playoffs? Now you just said they had all the pieces in place. What would be the reason that they don't make the playoffs?
Okay. I have to say injuries. I have to
Yeah,
say
that has a
injuries.
big thing. Yeah, yeah.
Injuries. I go back to what
Key
Cliff
players.
was saying concerning the key ingredient about a long football season is how healthy can you maintain your players, and what type of injuries are they sustaining? Uh, if they're having some bumps and bruises and some nagging injuries and nothing that is egregious type of injuries that's sidelining them for the season and they can play nicked up, okay, that's one thing. Uh, we battling it out. We got the type of offensive line depth right now from what we see to be able to plug and play and keep plugging, pushing forward. But other than that, because the way the offense is structured right now, they eliminated any room for excuses for Dak. There's no room for excuses for Dak. And there's really a limited margin of error for Dak right now. Because of the type what's been brought in. And it's all about how fast can this offensive line gel
Yeah.
with this new
Mhm.
system.
Yeah.
Okay. How soon, like you said, the first three games, okay, we could go 0-3 out the shoot. You know what I'm saying? And it's because of how the offensive line gels. As we all know, offensive lines take longer to gel than a defensive front
Hmm.
because these dudes can pin their ears back,
Bingo.
and instead of holler and communicate with each other, push each other to the side and whatnot. But you can't do that on offense. You can't adjust your teammate on the offensive line. Especially when you're getting your pre-snap stance. You can't make no adjustments with your teammates like that.
Hmm.
But other than the unit that they have up front in front of Dak, sus- uh, sustaining away from being away from any serious injuries or anything like that, or maybe, possibly, hopefully not another Dak Prescott injury. Uh, then we fall in the laps of Joe Milton if that comes about.
Yeah, and that could be an excuse right there. We don't expect Joe Milton, just like we did with Cooper Rush. We
Right.
expected Cooper Rush to do just to maintain, which he did pretty well as far as maintaining. But he's not a Dak Prescott. But um, with that being said, I with what I'm saying right now, um, yeah, I expect them to make the playoff. I expect the coaches to put them in position to be successful. So yeah, we you have players. It's just like playing, the PS5. You playing the game. Based you out there playing, you got to call the right plays against your opponent. So this is where the coach is going to step in. The coach is going to have to make sure that they're putting this offense in position to be able to stay ahead of the chain. One thing we don't need is to find ourselves second and 13, third and 15, playing behind the chain. So I think Clayton Adams and Connor Riley has a scheme put together that will probably keep us ahead of the change. If we do anything like Connor did, James Conner did with the Cardinals, we should be fine. But at the same time, I'm gonna say this here: if we go with the element surprise, I would say it would take probably about the first 5 games before our opponent actually catch on to what type of offense we're actually running. Because he said we got the Wildcat, he said we got the pistol that we hadn't added. So but again, this is ammo that we have. This is leverage that we have when we go in on September 4th. If the element of surprise is that's what it basically going to boil down to. I would not want to be Philadelphia playing against us the first game. I'm just saying because we don't know what Schottenheimer is bringing to the table. We kind of know a little bit about Eberflus, but as far as his offense, I'm leading real heavy on this offense. What do you think, Cliff?
Look, it's going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to be a real exciting game.
Yeah,
Um, I don't want to take anything away from the Philadelphia Eagles.
No.
Those guys had a tremendous year last year,
yeah, for
but
sure.
we've seen several teams go one and done. Right now,
Yeah.
they've made it to the Super Bowl twice in the last 4 years,
Yeah.
but they I don't. It's rare that you see a team that wins the Super Bowl have the same kind of season they had the year previous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
due to losses, free agents,
Yeah.
coaches being picked up by other teams. So yeah, a lot of that takes place. You're right.
Real quick, guys, I am so sorry, but my wife is having a bit of an emergency. I've got to jump off here. I will see you guys on the next round. Y'all be safe. Always be
Appreciate you.
kind. I'll see you
All
guys
right.
around.
Give it up
All
for the
right.
Thanks,
Clifford
guys.
Tono. Give it up for the Clifford Tono.
All right.
Take care, man. Yeah, that's where we are, and we appreciate Cliff, man. Cliff comes in with some great content, man. But we appreciate him being on Monday night. But yeah, man, yeah, that's where we are. But th- I guess my thing is basically with Shotty. Shotty is definitely going to have to coach these guys up. At the end of the day, he's going to coach these
Yeah.
guys up. He's
You
going to
got to
have to be
coach them up.
strategic. He's going to have to be strategic. And one thing about it, even when I got coached Pee Wee football, I went and got coaches that had experience that I didn't have to worry about trying to run. Look at the defensive side. Look at the offensive side. I got coaches in position that know their job, that know what
Right.
they're doing, and I think that's what Shotty has in play. He got coaches in position that know their job to where now all he has to do, all I got to do is head coach. I got to manage
Manage
it.
the,
I just got to
manage,
manage the
manage the
game.
game. Manage the game.
I got
That's
Clayton
it.
Adams and Connor Riley over here, and then I got White Cotton and I got Everflus over here. So now what I can do, I can just manage the game. So again, I say football junkie, it would be at least about 5 games before these teams. You remember old Josh Daniels when he was with the Broncos. So they
Yeah.
didn't catch on to him till after the eighth season. And then
Okay.
once they caught on, that joker went straight downhill.
Say, man, I one thing I love about a good to great coaching staff is when they're on the sideline with their position groups. Whenever they're not on the field, they up and they everybody's in a huddle, hamming it up, looking at those tablets, communicating, looking at what they might not have seen in the game, in pregame tapes and stuff like that during practices and stuff and whatnot. I like seeing that. I like seeing that because the teaching don't stop because you in the game. The teaching keeps on going because hey, look, I see this, I saw that. This is what's going on. What you see, what you think,
Yeah,
what you feel.
yeah,
You know what they showing you. I mean, it don't stop. The teaching don't stop. It goes from the film study and the teaching and the prepping to now we in game and we fist the cuff with these individuals and stuff like that.
yeah,
We on the battlefield with our opponents.
yeah,
Now we're really seeing what they're trying to do to us and what they're trying to throw at
yeah,
us. That's trying to take advantage of us, trying to catch us off guard. We right there with you. We see you. We see
yeah.
you.
And it's all about again strategic movements and adjusting. And I keep referring. I know there's two different levels, but Pee Wee, I had been coaching over 30 some years, man. And I remember when I first started coaching, man, it was like, we won some games. We had some great talent, but because of the lack of or the lack of knowledge I had when I first began, I would always get to the playoff, and then after we would lose a game, I'm like, man, I should have done this. Man, if I would have done that, you know. So when my when in which in back in 2022 we won the Super Bowl and we won a state, but I brought coaches on that would coach with me back in the early '90s. I brought those guys back. Well, it wasn't even me. One of the coaches brought all us back and made me the head coach. And dude, because we seen it all to where when we lined up against somebody, we knew exactly what they were going to do.
Yeah,
We went undefeated regular season, and then we went and won the Super Bowl, and then we won one state because we've seen it. We've seen all of it. So it's very important for you to have coaches instead of trying to learn on a fly, but bringing some experienced coaches that have seen it before and know how to
exactly.
be strategic about it, make strategic moves to 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 make adjustment to win the ball game. That's what it
Yes,
all
sir.
boils down to in the end of the
Yes,
day.
sir. Yes, sir. That's
But that's
what
what
used
we
to.
got.
That's what was roasted me so deeply about Mike McCarthy. You been around this game so long, dude.
Yeah,
From assistant coaches, and you've been assistant coach to some hell of a head coaches, dude.
yeah.
And now you a head coach, and now you refry me like some daggum beans, dog, on a burrito, because you done seen everything that possibly could go down in football games, man. You've
Hey,
seen everything, my brother. And
yeah.
and you telling me you gonna sit here with your arms folded with this daggum me play card and you just go look at it, what's going on the field, like you
But let me
playing
ask you
pinochle at the local pool hall, dude. Come on, man.
But let me ask you a question, man, about that because I kept trying to figure that out. I kept trying to figure, man, is it Mike McCarthy that basically just the game had passed him up, or was he actually having problems with Dak? Was it? I mean, we on the outside looking in. So, because sometimes you look at the sideline, and Dak do something like that, So it even talked about dumbing down the offensive. The
Man, Jerry whooped him out of into submission, man. Jerry whooped that man into submission.
talking about McCarthy.
Heck yeah. Because when Mike McCarthy first got there, the Cowboy was doing some, they were pushing folks around, man.
Yeah,
They were pushing folks around. After that season that they lost in that NFC championship, just got freight line.
yeah, yeah.
Jerry whooped that man into submission. He didn't know what else to do, man. He didn't. Mike McCarthy just basically didn't give a damn. Way he looked it on that sideline, he either had his
So,
arms folded up, hands on his hips. That was Mike McCarthy.
so you basically saying that Jerry was doing all the making all the calls, and Mike McCarthy had to go by what the calls that Jerry had made, which Jerry now trying to wear the ball cap and wear the whistle around his neck, like we always say.
I mean, like we've always said, when me and you done talked before and stuff like that, Jerry's the modern day Al Davis. What did Al Davis do to his coaches? He whooped them into submission.
Yeah,
only coach that could really deal with Al Davis was Arshell.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I shall. Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
the
so
only
true.
one that really. And then you only thing that got our boy Chucky up out of there. Chucky just was mad, pissed off about that the way that the AFC debacle went down with New England.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Chucky was just he was pissed off about that, and Chucky just didn't feel like he was getting a fair hand deal on trying to get back to that point.
Mm. Okay.
But
Yeah.
when you look at all the coaches up until Mike McCarthy, ever since, ever since, oh man, ever since our old Oklahoma Sooner coach, up until Mike McCarthy, and I say Bill Parcells, all of them been yes means.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. That's why Bill Parcell left. He just wasn't gonna be able to do it. So
They wasn't gonna be able to do it.
again, and I'm gonna leave it with this. So if the Cowboys don't make the playoff, will Coach Shotty be on the hot seat?
No, no, no. Coach Shotty won't be on the hot seat. I can best assure you. I can best assure you. Jerry's gonna find some way or another to grab Arch and give Shotty a fresh quarterback to start with.
No, don't do that. It's too early for that, brother. It's too early.
Hey, I'm all
It's,
about the drama. You hear me?
it's too
I'm
early.
all about the drama. Jerry is too. Sometimes you have to forecast Jerry like the weather. You keep it read him right or read him wrong.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's what we got. Well, we'll see. Well, and
I'm
here we
just
are.
saying, man. I'm just saying. I'm being meteorologist for the last few seconds. You either read him right or you read him wrong. Ain't no
Yeah.
in between with Jerry. He either read him right or read him wrong.
Well, and I really think Schottenheimer is going to take this thing by the rim, the hems, and he's going to ride this thing all the way through. I think he got something in place, man, and
Yeah,
something that we hadn't seen in a while. That's
yeah,
going to charge these players, going to charge these coaches, going to charge the staff, going to charge the fan base, and we're going to move in a direction, man, that's going to be in unison. It's going to
yeah.
be a season of a determination, discipline, and a great desire to win
Mhm.
this season. I really do. And like I say, Mike McCarthy wasn't that motivation guy. Jason Garrett wasn't that motivation guy.
Nah, it wasn't that motivation
They
guy.
was not. They wasn't. And this is
Bill
what
was
we
slow.
need. We need somebody that's going to motivate these players. You got to be able to
Yeah,
relate and engage with these players. So I think we got the guy there.
we got
So
the guy there, man. We
yeah,
got the guy there. I
yeah,
will say this about Dak. Uh, Dak is getting at the point of his career where he's starting to get to the backside of his career,
yeah.
and Dak know that he has squandered two opportunities to get there. There's been two missed opportunities to get there,
Mm.
and this is like the Michael Jordan situation, last dance.
Last dance.
This is
Ooh.
last dance. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? We could put we could put Donna Summers in on this one. We could put Donna Summers in on this one. Last dance. You know what I'm saying? This is last dance, baby. You got to make it happen with everything that has been set into place. So this is the pivotal moment for Dak Prescott to make his true presence felt.
Yeah, yeah,
Because you, Dak Prescott, have had lesser drafted. You got Mr. Relativity in the Super Bowl.
yeah,
Dak
yeah,
Prescott. I feel like Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Purdy.
yeah. He
I
just
do.
needs to be coached in that direction and put in good situations. So I think this is where Clayton Adams. Clayton Adams would. I don't think Clayton Adams is going to put so much pressure on Dak because of the running game is going to protect Dak from having to do so much. So this running game definitely has. And I think these coaches. That's like you and I sitting down. Okay, what is our strength? And what is going to help this offense? Well, we don't want to put a lot of pressure on Dak because you put too much pressure, he's going to make a bunch of turnovers, and it's just it's normal.
That's
But
normal.
if we get a great running game or at least a good running game, that
Yeah,
takes the pressure off of Dak. So if you want to stack the box with 8 players, we're gonna go over the top. You want to drop an extra man back, we're gonna run that mofo. So that's just what we're gonna do, man. So hey, I'm excited.
I'm
I'm ready.
excited too. I'm
I'm
excited
ready.
too. I'm ready because
No
when you look at
excuses.
when we look at the schedule and stuff like that, we up against some teams that's pretty stiff in the trenches.
Yeah.
We
But what
got
does
some.
that mean? But what does that mean, football junkie? That means if I'm going to face this opponent, that I know that, like this on September 4th, I know what they do. I know what they don't know what I do, but I am going to study there, and I'm going to put a wrinkle in this offense and this defense to where I want to keep them on their heels. This is what it's about. It's about going to battle. Every play, I don't care what your record says, but I'm going to study that film until I find a weakness, until I see where I can conquer you. That's what it all boils down at the end of the
That's
day.
what it
So
boils
these
down
coaches,
to.
if you got coaches, like I say, I like Kellen Moore, but Kellen Moore, you don't have enough time on the field. You didn't even play enough. Jason Garrett, you didn't play enough time on the field to even be trying to be a head coach, offensive coordinator, anything. You guys were
Anything.
not ready.
They're not qualified.
They was chosen by Jerry, but these guys don't have the experience. But that same thing I can say about Brian Schottenheimer, I can say about Clayton Adams, Connor Riley, and Eberflus. These guys got experience.
They got experience.
And I say this about Shotty because Shotty's been up under Pete Carroll. Shotty's been up, and sometimes you got to ride the bandwagon to just take your notes and add. You use what you want and then add whatever it is you need to add to it to make it taste better or make it do better than what it was before. So again, this is the opportunity, man, and I'm feeling good about it. We just
Yes,
keep
sir.
healthy, and we'll see what happens, brother. We'll see what happens.
Hey, I will say this: when our guy was over there as the offensive line coach for the Cardinals had one of the least penalized offensive lines in the league.
Man, they almost gashed us for 200 yards.
Moving.
They almost got, hey, baby. They almost gashed us for 200 yards.
Yeah.
So it works. It works. It's just about who we gonna have in that backfield. And like you say, you got a whole darn posse of running backs back there. So, and this was going to make preseason so great, man, because every player is awaiting their opportunity,
They win their opportunity.
and they know they can't make a mistake.
They can't make a mistake.
Trayshawn Holden.
Yeah.
We're talking about Jalen Moreno Cropper,
Mingo.
Jonathan Mingo. These guys, man, they gotta fight. That's what makes it different with this season. Every player that's gonna be in this precinct, they know they cannot afford a mistake.
Can't afford it, man. Because
Okay.
there's a lot of these players on their last ticket.
Yeah. Or they're gonna be shopping somewhere else.
Okay.
Or they're gonna be in the USFL, they're gonna be in Canadian football or something, but you don't get another. I mean, you better make the best of what you got right now. But anyway, football junkie,
Big
man,
bucks,
that's
no
what we got,
whammies.
folks. Hi.
Big bucks, no whammies.
Big bucks, no whammies. Whatever opportunity, hey, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm saying. Well, anyway, I want to thank everybody for stopping through tonight, man. It's hanging out with the Cowboy Huddle podcast on Monday Night Mic'd Up. This is what we do from now on. We're going to be doing this here, man. We're going to be chopping it up with our guy, Football Junkie, with our newest addition, the Clifford Tano.
Yes,
Excuse
sir.
me, guys.
Clifford.
Yeah, with him as well, man. He got great content. But I'm not going to hold you any longer. But like I say, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell so you will be notified when the next video will be posted. And if you look below, these are other social media platforms we have. We have the Cowboy Huddle TikTok. Check us out. A lot of these clips will be on TikTok and also the Dallas Cowboy Huddle Facebook page. So check us out. Again, appreciate you guys. Continue to stay safe and continue to be blessed. Deuces.